Sorry to bother you. Is it okay if you can just help tie my shoes? My arm's broken.
Okay, what in the Ted Bundy shit is this? That's not a social experiment. That's like triggering and sometimes even traumatizing. So y'all know what's coming next. Yeah, you guessed it. Story time. Picture this. It is a hot sunny day in our square, Galway. I think it was on a Friday afternoon. I was just sitting there minding my own business. There was hustle and bustle, there was tourists, there were students. I was waiting for my husband, then boyfriend, to come out of college. It might have been 2010, so I was about 19 at the time, which was like 1,000 years ago. Now, at this age, I was extremely shy, an insufferable people pleaser. Okay, the latter is still kind of true, but still. So a guy walks up to me, which I'm kind of used to. You know, people come up to you, ask for directions, blah, blah, blah. But no, he was not asking for directions. He says, "Hi, you're really pretty. Will you be my friend?" To which I was like, I don't know you. And he was like, "Oh, I'm a really nice guy and I don't know anybody, and I was hoping that maybe you'd be my friend, you know, because nobody else said yes, so I thought maybe you looked really, really nice and maybe you'd be my friend." And I said, "Like I said, I don't know you. I'm currently waiting for someone." To which he said, "No, you're not. You just don't want to be my friend." Now, at this point, I was kind of freaked out because, you know, he was still standing pretty close to me. I was sitting down and he was standing over me. Classic power move. Now, although I did feel kind of freaked out, I felt, okay, I'm in a public space. I felt a little bit safe that way because I felt like, you know, he couldn't do anything. But I had already had my phone in my hand and I tried to then kind of ignore him a little bit and started kind of texting my husband, my then boyfriend, to which he was like, "Who are you texting?" I said, like I said, "I'm waiting for someone. I'm texting my boyfriend, asking him if he's finished college." And he was like, "You're lying to me. I mean, why won't you be my friend?" So anyway, I had already sent out the text to Lee, my husband, and I had said something along the lines of, "I'm being harassed." That's all I said because I didn't want to make it too long because I didn't know what this guy was capable of. I'll be honest with you, at this point, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that we were in a public place. So at this point, I think people were starting to kind of look, and I think he noticed. So he was still standing above me. He was still looking down, standing above me, like just, he was a really big guy. And I think people were starting to notice, and I think he saw this. And so he decided to kneel down in front of me, still pretty close. And he took this opportunity to then beg me to be his friend. And to which I said, "Look, I don't know you. I don't want to be your friend. I'm waiting for someone. I just don't have, I have friends. I don't want to make any more friends." And he was like, and he stated again, "I'm a really nice guy. I'm sure your friends would like me." And he kept on saying I was pretty and stuff. And I was just like, be that as it may. Just kidding. I didn't actually say that. But then my husband rang me and I answered the phone. And I tried to keep it lighthearted because I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't know what this guy was capable of. I didn't know how he'd react if I was like, "Please help, please come get me, you know, I'm scared, you know, I'm being harassed." So I said, "Hi, you know, are you out of college yet?" Knowing full well that he wasn't out of college for another hour and a half or so. I was already in Galway. I was living there at the time. And he was like, yeah, where are you exactly? And I said, I'm in our square, I'm across from Cover Court. And then he was like, okay, I'm grabbing a taxi right now. Now, he barely had like €1 to his name, but he was just like, I'm not waiting for a bus, I'm getting a taxi right now. And I was like, okay, this guy probably overheard this and I was scared. But he overheard this, like I said. And so he decided to get up and leave. And I was just like, I breathed this. I didn't realize I was barely breathing throughout this whole interaction until he had left, because I was like it's like I wasn't even breathing. And after he left, I was just frozen. I was sitting there. I was frozen until I couldn't see him anymore, until he had walked away. And so I went over to a nearby group of people. This group of people were a group of girls. I think there was only 2 or 3 of them. It wasn't a huge group. And I just wanted to go over there and warn them. And I described his appearance, and I told him to be careful and to stay together today and not to be alone. Because even though it is broad daylight, you never know. I mean, this is the type of shit that like Ted Bundy did. So my boyfriend, now husband, arrived, and I burst into tears. And this happened in 2010, guys. Like, that's like, I failed maths in school. That was a certain amount of years ago. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. And it's still, that kind of stuff still is triggering. So that social experiment is not a social experiment. It's backwards. The reason why the homeless woman helped that man is because that poor woman was desperate. She needed money. She was homeless. She needed food. And she thought if she helped this man, then maybe she would get some money for food. Which is very sad. It's just so sad that she had to be put in that situation. She had to be put in that situation. I mean, you literally put her into that horrible situation and took advantage of that woman just because she was alone and desperate for food and for money for housing. I'm speechless. So that's my story. I mean, there was probably another couple of times where I was harassed during the day, but it was very, very rare. I was harassed a lot during the night time, but that one really stuck out for me. So all you women and trans women out there, do not help a strange man in public. My husband won't even sit down beside a woman on a bus because he's afraid he might upset the woman. He might scare the woman. He won't. And it's horrible in this day and age. But it's just the way it is. He knows what I've been through, so he doesn't want to put that through and put another woman through that. And it's just don't do it. That's not a social experiment. I'm absolutely... Now, I've seen these social experiments before. I don't even know why. I'm only like talking about it now. But anyway, that's my story. And do with what you will. But women, don't. Do what those women did. Stand up and walk away. Something I should have done that I didn't do. I froze. I should have stood up and walked away. Stand up and walk away. Okay.